What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy, and we are back with another video. I hope you've all had a very good Christmas. This time, we're here to mull over the biggest stories from the world of football. I don't actually have a name for this series, so if you do have any ideas, do leave a comment in the description. No, not in the description. In the box below. It was a long night, wasn't it, lads? Leave a comment in the box below, and the winner will get, I don't know, a follow on Twitter or something like that. Make it as catchy as you can. Yeah, that'll be fantastically appreciated, lads. But right then, let's get down to business. We've got a lot to talk about, and this is an entertaining one, I'm not going to lie. Today, we are going to be talking Bob Bradley, Samir Nasri, Wilfried Zaha. Three fantastically entertaining stories. Let's kick things off with Swansea. We're looking for their third manager in 3 months after the sacking of Bob Bradley after only 11 games in charge. And I mean, I've heard all sorts of opinions on this already, but quite frankly, I think it's a bit of a joke. I'm not going to lie. So, because you'd never heard of him, he wasn't good enough. Because he called them PKs instead of penalties, or because he called them road games instead of away games, you knew he was going to fail, did you? I mean, do me a favour. You're happy for people like Pochettino and a whole bunch of others to not speak a bloody word of English and use translators for a whole season, but you can't deal with him using American terminology. Well, fucking newsflash, lads, he's American. I mean, come on. He's also had success at international level with the USA and Egypt. He was fantastic in Norway, and he took Lavra to the brink of promotion. And while people are moaning about him not having experience at this level, he's actually had as much experience in this league as Pep, and is much more qualified to be a Premier League manager than fucking Ryan Giggs. He's also an extremely hard-working man. It's bloody obvious to see. He's very down to earth as well, and that was demonstrated by the fact that he turned down the club's offer of a brand spanking new German whip to drive some bog standard Polo. Can we just give this man a break already? I mean, no, we obviously can't. We've already sacked him after 11 fucking games. Incredible. 2 wins, 2 draws, and 7 defeats. Well, no offence, mate, but whoever's running what I thought was actually a very well-run club has obviously not got a fucking clue. Because, one, if any of the above weren't enough, why did you hire him in the first place? You've given him 11 games to turn it around without even so much as one transfer window to beef up the squad. And you're fucking Swansea, not United or Barcelona. What did you expect when you sold basically your best and most important player and didn't replace him properly? You basically sold the heart of Wales to Everton, and you expect him not to want to chop and change your defence, to even try and paper over the cracks that any team would show after losing Ashley Williams or a player of that ilk. Why did they even sack Gary Monk? I'm totally lost. What changes could Bob realistically have made in 11 games? What impact can you have in 11 games? Let's be real, it didn't go to plan, that's obvious. And yes, he could have done a better job, but you've bottled it big time with this now, and now you're apparently considering signing fucking Ryan Giggs. You better not. It had better be someone like Chris Coleman. Please, for Swansea's sake. Fucking Ryan Giggs, do me a favour. This is a man with less managerial experience than anyone in the league. What for? Because he was a good player. He was a great player. But, I mean, I'm going to cut this one short here because I don't want to waffle, but I just feel sorry for the guy, and also feel that the American owners may well have sunk this club, which has been so well run for so long, with their fucking poor decisions and lack of foresight, not even informing the supporters trust of what you're doing, so they have to find out in the papers who the new boss is. Serious bad timing, lack of investment. I mean, where is the Bonnie replacement? What about Andre Ayew's replacement? Look at the fucking work that Monk's doing at Leeds. Patience is a real virtue. And if you were serious about Bradley in the first place, you should have backed your guy. You really should have backed him. Now, you've actually made the whole stigma and general prejudice that being an American in this league already brings to an almighty high. And I just feel bad for the guy. Anyway, we'll move on to the second story, which is just as entertaining, if not more so. Probably one of the funniest things I've seen all year. In Samir Nasri, who was last night caught up in possibly the most hilariously embarrassing public exposure in the history of Twitter, as his girlfriend, well, his ex-girlfriend, who somehow got access to his Twitter account, handed him the biggest motherfucking L of 2016. It actually got so deep for Samir that he had to delete his whole Twitter account and reset it up in the early hours with a new password to keep her out of it. Now we can see why Pep Guardiola wasn't having any of your late night antics, any of your late night escapades on his watch. Now we can see what a low down dirty dog you really are. Now we can see that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and how they can quickly turn into some kind of CSI detectives, and why you should never, ever tell anyone your passwords. Now, to anyone that isn't aware, if you are logged into or somehow manage to get into someone's account, you can actually tweet to your heart's content, even if the actual owner of said account changes the password. I know this myself because I was hacked at Christmas and I was still able to tweet because I was still in the account on TweetDeck. Even though they changed my passwords, I actually had the hacker asking me how the fuck I was still tweeting. All very funny. Anyway, his now ex-girlfriend, whose name is Anara Atanes, I think. I don't know actually how to pronounce that, but she went to fucking town on that ass last night, boy. I mean, detailing all sorts about how Samir had used a company called Drip Doctors for a little more than the service they advertised. I mean, I just want to touch on this. These are the Drip Doctors. I kid you not. These are the actual Drip Doctors. What kind of fucking service is this? And how do I sign up for an IV? I mean, which one would you want to be seen by? I mean, that red dress. Devil in a red dress right there. My God. Incredible. I mean, first things first, Samir. Look at your bird. I mean, mate. Are you serious? You're already punching well above your weight and you want to jeopardise that for what? This unreal how you've just played yourself here, lad. Absolutely world-class cock-up. I mean, incredible. Drip Doctors tweeted out proudly how they'd actually helped him with an IV drip. And his ex, Anara, has replied to both Instagram and Twitter posts, basically by saying that a woman called Jamila, who works at Drip Doctors, had actually turned up at the club he was at and gone to his hotel room at 3 a.m. for those extra services. And now while she's tweeting on Samir's account, Samir's on his account as well, furiously deleting the tweets, whilst kind of offering his own feeble excuses as to what was actually going on. He said he was sorry. He got hacked and some other stuff that no one else believes. But obviously forgetting that he's already gone on record as saying he moved to Spain for the good food and the very nice girls, quote unquote. Now, I don't want to dwell on this, but this is what social media is all about. It's just a banter era truly brought to life. Was Jamila the reason they split in the first place? Who knows? Frankly, who cares? It was fun while it lasted, but immunity IV drips to keep players hydrated and in top health during a busy season is probably something for another video, but you just have to wonder what else players are actually using to keep them going. And last but not least, as we move on, let's touch on the story of Harry the Hornet, the heroic Watford mascot, who actually took it upon himself to take the mick out of Wilfried Zaha's shocking diving antics by flinging himself to the ground in front of him after the game. All quite hilarious, to be quite honest. Except when you see Zaha's reaction, which I have to admit was certainly overplayed by Match of the Day, and they made it look worse than it was. But yeah, all very funny how he had to be held back at one stage, or at least wasn't very happy with what Harry had done. Now, he's since actually posted a picture taking it like a man, but also owning up to what he's doing in a way, but only, I reckon, because he was forced to. And to be honest, it was probably his PR team that thought it was best, because his initial reaction was borderline ridiculous, or at least it was on the way to being bloody just embarrassing, just as embarrassing as the dive itself. I mean, imagine wanting to start on a mascot. Imagine having club staff hold you back from trying to deck a big yellow cuddly hornet. Should you even be diving in the first place, lad? You're extremely talented. You can definitely go past a man. And yes, I know you were desperate to get something out of the game, but really, is this where you want to go? Ashley Young territory? Come on now, lad. You're better than this. And also, how funny is it seeing Big Sam wound up? I mean, I do like Big Sam. He's quite entertaining himself and a very nice man in person. However, no stranger to controversy himself, is actually asking the FA to take action. And thankfully, they've told him to fuck right off. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this is what fucking mascots are for. They're there to wind up the opposition fans and they're there for entertainment purposes, and that is exactly what Harry has done. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He celebrates with a Gallo. He is one of the best out there right now, and especially because he's making headlines, and why not? And thankfully, they've all kissed and made up, right? But like I said, I think that may well be down in part, at least, to the PR team, because they will have known that this really wasn't a good look for Wilfried. But all in all, it's been an extremely entertaining couple of days in the world of the Premier League. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new, and drop the video a like if you breathe oxygen. Again, if you've got any suggestions as to what we should call this series, please leave those in the comment section below. And if you've got any questions for the Ask Hugh series, the new Ask Hugh episode 2 will be going up tomorrow. So please get those into my DMs as soon as possible. Go as deep as you like. I hope you enjoyed the last one. We certainly had a good response. And we will see what dramas unfold in that one. For now, though, I've been hughwizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. Oh, mate, incredible. Peace.